holes. Now, my life was literally turned upside down in 2020. I lost my mum. So I'm going to talk about why at near 50, I am studying witchcraft. Hi guys, Joe here. Come join me for a coffee while I tell you how I got here near 50 studying witchcraft. Okay, so I just want to say before we begin that I am absolutely flabbergasted at all the young people that are doing witchcraft and studying the occult out there. Of course, when we are learning something, we watch YouTube and we go down all these rabbit holes, and there are so many young people studying witchcraft. I feel like, oh, what have I been doing all these years, all of my life? Why am I near 50 and only just looking at this stuff now? But anyway, I guess it wasn't my time. So I've dabbled, I did a Ouija board in my 20s, absolutely loved it. It was Halloween at Chiquitos. I was working at Chiquitos and we decided to do a Ouija board, and that was so much fun. And yes, we did actually conjure a spirit. It was amazing. And I've had certain paranormal experiences, which I've talked about in other videos. So it seems natural that I'm on this path now. So the journey to this point has been quite an interesting journey. It actually started in 2020, one could say, going down various rabbit holes. Now, my life was literally turned upside down in 2020. I lost my mum. And of course, around that time, we all know what was happening in 2020. So there was a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of the unknown around that time, and losing someone special to you, just for me, it amplified all of that. And I basically, one could say, I experienced the Tower card. I literally sold everything and I moved to a new county and I started a business. So yeah, my life really it was a massive change, a massive upheaval. But all those rabbit holes weren't in vain. They led me on a path and they led me to where I am now. So I'm very grateful to the rabbit holes that I went down. But did they serve me? No, they didn't. So along the way, I obviously, as one does, I progressed in my rabbit hole journeying, and I got into Gnosticism. And Gnosticism forced me to ask the really big questions about this reality. Simulation theory came first. And again, I've done some videos on all of this if you want to go back into my back catalogue and have a look. But yeah, I was looking into simulation theory, and then I started to look into Gnosticism. And these are the subjects that got me asking the really big questions about, the reality that we live in, our purpose, why are we here, what's our purpose? So I soon tired of that. I'm clearly one of these people that can't stick on one trajectory. I have to be moving on. My journey has to be moving on, and that's just who I am. So I started to wanting to understand occult symbolism and why if symbols such as the one eye and the pentagram, I was starting to understand that these were powerful symbols. So then I wanted to understand, well, why is it in the mainstream and why is it in the media that these symbols are evil? So, of course, being on the Gnostic trajectory, I was asking questions like, is this a soul trap? Is it a school? All those kinds of existential questions. Questions that we'll never know the answer to, but good to postulate all the same. I was vehemently against the New Age because I saw it as a psyop. Anyone that doesn't know what a psyop is, it's a psychological operation. So I don't even know how I got onto the left-hand path. In fact, I don't remember. I don't remember what led me to the left-hand path. Talking about drawing complete blanks, I actually completely forgot my password for my phone the other day. Completely just poof, gone. It was out of my head. I went and got a shower and I was like, shit, man, I can't get into my phone. My life was over because I couldn't get into my phone. Anyway. So yeah, I can't remember why I got into the left-hand path. But anyway, I did. And of course, the left-hand path started opening up ideas about demonology and Satan and Lucifer. So of course, I started to ask the questions, why is all that in the mainstream as being evil? You know, ooh, Satan's evil and all the rest of it. So I went down a few rabbit holes there. But my short time within the left-hand path, I started to ask the question, why do they want us, or rather, why should we remain on the left or the right, when in actual fact we should be walking the middle path? And by this time, doing ritual, doing magic, again, wasn't at the forefront of my mind. And in actual fact, I was quite fearful of doing ritual. You know, being in the left-hand path, I was seeing all these people invoking, evoking. Oh, that was it. But that's what led me onto the left-hand path, actually. I started to look into Enochian magic. I watched a webinar. I remember now. Sorry, guys. Because I wanted to know all the secrets, I entertained joining the Freemasons. And it wasn't long before I understood that actually the Freemasons wasn't for me, and I wasn't going to learn the secrets that I wanted to learn. But there was a Freemason who did a webinar on Enochian magic. And somebody had already mentioned Enochian magic to me, so it wasn't a new concept to me, although I didn't at that time have any interest in it. And the person who actually spoke to me about the Enochian magic was like, oh, you don't want to be delving into all of that, it's dangerous. Anyway, I watched this webinar on Enochian magic and I was like, yeah, I'd like to get involved with that. So what did I do? As per Joe, I went out and bought a book on Enochian magic. And I was like, man, this is complicated. This is complicated. But anyway, researching Enochian magic, of course, led me to left-hand path information, demonology, that kind of thing. But it wasn't long before I started to ask the question about walking either the right hand or the left hand path. Shouldn't we be walking the middle path? Because I'd started looking at the Kabbalah at that point, and the Tree of Life, and of course the Tree of Life is about walking the middle path. So yes, and of course I was also exploring the clip-off at that time as well, because I was getting an understanding of shadow work and the importance of shadow work within self-development. And basically magic and witchcraft and the occult, it's self-development. For any of you who are scared of those words, it is self-development. So I was looking, I knew that I wasn't going to do ritual on my own. I just wasn't brave enough. I was scared of getting it wrong, and, you know, the limiting beliefs and the self-doubt that a person has. And so that's when I found Lee. So Lee W. Johnson, I'm doing his course. I'm on his first degree at the moment, and his temple is the Temple of the Horned Serpent, if you're interested in going and having a look. And I'm finding it really beneficial because he's laying out the foundations of magic work and opening your psychic abilities. Now, if I had started doing magic in my younger years, I probably would have been very foolish and gone off and done things like a Ouija board, as an example, without any knowledge of what I could be opening up. But how did I get here at age 50 doing witchcraft? And why didn't I do it? I can't answer why I didn't start doing it younger. It wasn't my time to do it. But one thing I will add, if you are watching this video, if you have got this far, thank you for sticking out my ramblings. If you are considering it, look at it as self-development. And if you are of an age like I am, and you're not a young, fluffy 20-odd or 30-year-old, and you're wondering if it's too late, it really isn't too late. And if you are my age, you're probably going to go into it a little bit more sensible. Get some foundations, get your grounding. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope you found this rambling story, whatever, of value. And if you stuck it out this long, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. I'd really actually like to hear if you are an existing witch, if you are wondering if it's for you, or if you're just starting out like me. Leave a comment. I'd like to connect. Speak to you all soon, guys. Bye.